I'm Anil Kumar, and in this video we'll explore working with radical equations. Now the question here is how to solve equations with rational exponents in radical form. So let us explore. When we say rational exponents in radical form, what does it mean? Well, rational exponents normally we say as x to the power of p over q, and when we say radical form, we may write it in the form of x to the power of p. So p comes here and q becomes the index, right? So that is the radical form. But anyway, both are rational exponents, right? This will say exponential form, this is radical form, right? But both exponents here are rational exponents. That is important to understand. Now let us see, when we have equations like this, how to solve them. Let's start with a very basic which is square root, where this is 1, right, and this is 2. So we write those equations with square root. So if I have square root of x equals to 3, how to solve such an equation? Well, square root is kind of to the power of half. Think like this, x to the power of half is equals to 3. That is how it is. Now to solve such an equation, we can square both sides. So when we square both sides, it kind of happens like this. Square both sides. Do you see that step? Now applying the power rules, we can actually multiply them. So what we get here is x to the power of half times 2, and 3 square is 9, and half times 2 is 1. Anything to the power of 1 is that thing itself. So it is x equals to 9. So that is the way to solve equation in radical form. Let us take one more example. This time we'll have, let us say, fifth root, right? So we have fifth root of x and we want to find what is this equals to 32. Okay. Now fifth root, that means you could think about x to the power of 1 over 5 is equals to 32. So what is x equals to? At times we can directly write this as x is equals to 32 to the power of reciprocal of that, which is 5, right? Think about taking exponent of 5 on both the sides, correct? Now that's a big number. Let us use the calculator to find the answer. So it is 32 to the power of 5 equals 2. So whatever number we get, let us write it down. So the number we have here is 33554432, right? So that is what is the value of x. So now I hope you understand how to solve such an equation. Let me give you a practice question here. Sometimes we will have x to the power of, I'll give you something like this. Let us say fourth root of 2. So find what x should be, right? So fourth root of x is 2. What is x? So that is your question to practice. Okay. Now let me take examples which are like this. Okay. So we could write one equation, x to the power of, let us say we write 2 here and 3 here, equals to, let us say this number is 81. Okay. That really means in exponent form, x to the power of 2 over 3 equals to 81. Now here we have a choice. We could do square root first or we could cube first. So that is our choice. So the choice is between square root and between cube. Now if you do square root, you get smaller number. So this is my preferred choice. Do you see that? Another important thing is, whenever you do square root, you have to incorporate both plus and minus signs. So let us do square root. So if you do square root, what do you get? You get x to the power of, let me write this step. So we are doing to the power of half, that is square root, right? And we'll do 81 to the power of half. Now whenever you do square root, you should not forget to write plus and minus. Otherwise, you're going to miss one of the solutions. On the left side, 2 over 3 times half will be 1 over 3. So we get cube root of x as equals to plus and minus square root of 81 is 9. Now to solve for this, it is kind of similar to what we've been doing on this side. So x will be, we can cube now. So that is the next step. So plus minus 9 cube. Now 9 cube is how much? Okay, 9 cube is equal to 729. So we have two solutions here. Plus 9 cube, let me write plus 9 cube is equals to 729. And if you do minus 9 cube, what will you get? You will get minus 729, right? So we have two solutions in this case. And that is how we find the solutions. Important step is this one. Whenever you do square root, incorporate plus and minus, right? So that will ensure all correct solutions. As a practice, I gave you question number 1 here. Now here is another question for you. Let me write 1 and 2. Now this question could be, so we'll have something like this, right? So we'll x to the power of 2 over, let us say 3. And we'll take a number which could be squared easily so that you don't land up with decimal numbers. And let the number be 16. Okay. So try to do this question. Follow this method. And I hope that should be simple for you. Thank you and all the best.